5 reasons Kawasaki needs to bring back the ZRX1200S for 2027. There are plenty of fast motorcycles in Kawasaki's lineup, but very few have the character of the ZRX1200S. It wasn't the most extreme motorcycle of its era. It wasn't built simply to chase lap times. Instead, it offered something that many modern motorcycles seem to be losing: a big engine, real mechanical character, muscular styling, and performance that you could actually enjoy on the street. And that's exactly why a modern ZRX1200S could make surprising sense in 2027. This isn't a claim that Kawasaki has officially announced one. Instead, let's imagine what could happen if Kawasaki decided to bring back the ZRX formula and look at 5 reasons why it could be one of the most interesting motorcycles in its class. Reason number 5. The ZRX has a personality. The biggest problem with many modern performance motorcycles isn't speed, it's personality. Today's motorcycles can be incredibly fast, incredibly precise, and packed with technology. But sometimes the faster and more sophisticated motorcycles become, the more similar they start to feel. The ZRX was different. Its big-bore 4-cylinder engine, muscular proportions, and unmistakable street fighter attitude gave it an identity. A modern version wouldn't need to copy the original motorcycle piece by piece. Kawasaki could keep the basic philosophy while bringing everything into the modern era. Modern fuel injection, ride-by-wire, traction control, multiple riding modes, a modern TFT display, better brakes and suspension. All of that technology could exist underneath a motorcycle that still feels mechanical, aggressive, and unmistakably Kawasaki. And that leads directly to reason number 4. Reason number 4. The 1200cc formula still makes sense. There is something special about a large displacement inline-four. It's not just about horsepower. It's about the way the engine delivers it. A big 4-cylinder engine can provide strong low-end torque, effortless acceleration, and that unmistakable high-revving character. And unlike an ultra-focused superbike, a motorcycle like the ZRX doesn't need to be designed around maximum performance. Imagine a modern 1200cc class Kawasaki engine producing serious power, but tuned for usable street performance. Twist the throttle in 6th gear and the motorcycle simply moves. No need to constantly chase the perfect RPM. No need to ride at illegal speeds just to feel the engine working. That's the kind of performance that makes sense on real roads. But there's an even bigger reason Kawasaki could consider this formula. Reason number 3. It could become the anti-superbike. Think about the modern superbike market. More power, more electronics, more aerodynamic technology, more track-focused engineering. And that's impressive. But not every rider wants a motorcycle designed around a racetrack. A revived ZRX1200S could take the opposite approach. Instead of asking, how fast can this motorcycle go? The question becomes, how much fun can this motorcycle deliver every single day? That difference could be its biggest advantage. A half-fair design could provide better wind protection than a naked bike. A relaxed riding position could make long-distance riding easier. The big engine could provide effortless acceleration. And the chassis could still deliver serious handling when the road starts getting interesting. It wouldn't need to beat every superbike. It would simply need to offer something those bikes don't. And that brings us to reason number 2. Reason number 2. Kawasaki already has the technology. This is where the idea becomes especially interesting. Kawasaki doesn't need to reinvent the motorcycle industry to create a modern ZRX. The technology already exists. Modern electronics, advanced suspension, powerful braking systems, LED lighting, TFT instrumentation, quick shifters, traction control, multiple riding modes. The challenge isn't technology. The challenge is knowing when to stop adding technology. And that's where a ZRX revival could become special. Imagine taking modern Kawasaki engineering and wrapping it around the philosophy of the original ZRX. Modern underneath, classic attitude on top. That combination could create something very different from another conventional superbike. But there's one final reason, and this may be the biggest one of all. Reason number one, Kawasaki could create a category of its own. Look at the motorcycle market today. There are naked bikes, there are superbikes, there are adventure motorcycles, there are retro motorcycles. But where is the modern, big-bore muscle sport bike with serious four-cylinder character and practical street manners? That's where a ZRX1200S revival could fit. It wouldn't need to compete directly with every motorcycle. It could create its own identity, a machine with the heart of a muscle bike, the performance of a modern sport motorcycle, and the practicality of something you could actually ride every day. And that's why the ZRX name still matters. The original wasn't successful because it was the most technologically advanced motorcycle on the road. It was successful because it had character. If Kawasaki ever decides to revive the ZRX1200S for 2027, the smartest move wouldn't be to simply recreate the past. It would be to understand why riders loved it in the first place. Big engine, strong personality, real-world performance, and just enough modern technology to make it better without taking away its soul. Because sometimes the motorcycle people want isn't the fastest one. It's the one that makes them want to take the long way home. And that might be exactly why the ZRX1200S deserves another chance. What do you think? Should Kawasaki bring back the ZRX1200S for 2027? Or should the ZRX stay exactly where it belongs, as a legend of the past?